I want you to make more money, and I want you to make more money now. This hustle series is nothing more than a communication from me to you to get started, and to get started as with what you have right now. The idea is that we are to just have a car, lease the car, or own the car and just have it sitting in our driveway. And my statement to you is no. What if I told you that you could make an extra $200 a month right now, which is $2,000 more a year? Or what if I told you that you could make $300 or $400? Right now, you have an asset, or you have access to acquiring an asset that would allow you to stack some simple cash. And all you have to do is shake a hand, hand over some keys, and keep a car clean. I'm excited about this one because this is one of my favorite. And more importantly, I know that you either have a car, you have seen a car, or you know how to get your hands on it, which means that you have the ability to get started now. You have the ability to change the game. You have the ability to deposit something delicious into your account. And that is called cash.
Hey you, welcome to Build the Damn Thing, a place where myself, Tiffany Largy, and our amazing Do the Damn Thing coaches show you how to use your story to build it all. Whether it's your first six figures, your next layer of multiple six figures, or maybe you're on your way to $1 million. And if it's not that, it's the life of your dreams, where you are free, you are strong, and you are whole. First, we're going to show you how to use your story to build a strong foundation. And then next, we're going to show you how to use your story in sales and marketing to clean up the cracks. And last but not least, we're going to show you how to use your story to gather people. Because truth of the matter is that there's nothing stronger than being connected to people who just understand you as you are, where you are, so you can stop explaining yourself. I want to remind you that now that you're here, you are home, and I officially welcome you to our family. All right, let's get started.
The name of the game is TURO. Yes, TURO. Listen to me. The name of the game is TURO TURO. I say it like it's another word. TURO, TURO, okay? TURO.com. Changing the game. We've had these cars sitting outside of our homes forever. We have leased these cars forever. We have gone and spent $200, $500, $1,000 a month, and we have just said, well, this is the cost of me living. This is the cost of me getting around. And I'm here to say, no. Could you possibly entertain the fact that that device, that item, that asset, that motor vehicle sitting outside of your home could be turned into a cash cow for you? Now, TURO, I'm like a late adopter on TURO, and I don't want to profess myself to be an expert, but I will tell you that it is an avenue that I tested for the DTDT community. One, because I was curious about it and how viable was it for an everyday person to get started. And I have a lot of friends who are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. And even though I didn't have an interest in it right out of the gate, I did know that it fell right into like the space or the core space of me saying, hey, let's hustle. And sometimes you have to know what season you're in and know that the hustle could be there for right now, for the next couple of weeks, next couple of months, or there could be a couple of years. Now, what I love most about TURO is that it is like the least work and the greatest return in terms of the hustles that I've been talking about. And I'm going to give you both ways in which you can get into TURO, but at the end of the day, it is nothing more than you taking a vehicle, you being a miniature version of Enterprise or Avis Car Rental, Dollar, Thrifty, National, like all of these brands you see at the airport or in your local city like Hertz, and you taking that concept right to your front door or in a more sophisticated way somewhere in your city. People are traveling in. There's two types of people looking for cars every day. There is the person who's traveling to a city and they are like, okay, I really and truly just want to be in this city and to, I want to be in this city and I want to just rent a car, but I really don't want to spend so much time going to the car rental counter. I don't want a lot of the hassle. That's me. I like the idea of lifting, but I really want to be able to get up and go because I'm going to be buying a bunch of stuff. I need to pick up John. Like, you got to do some things. I love to rent a car, but I hate with a passion car rental counters. Like, they drive me up an absolute wall. They almost drive me crazy because they're so bananas back there. There's always like red tape and, you know, not always, but I would say 90% of the time it's red tape. Now, what I love about Turo is that I can land in a city. So I'm talking from the customer perspective because I don't want you to understand that I represent the average everyday consumer, because on both sides, in all of the hustle series, I spend at least $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 in this area. Turo, I have probably given Turo maybe not quite $100,000, but I've definitely given them $50,000. And so I'm on the consumer side of it, but then which allows me to talk to who is the avatar. Just look at tiffanylargy.com, or to talk to who's on the other side, who could be on the other side, which is you. Now, me hopping on to the other side allowed me to understand myself and to put something simple in place. I want to get down from the airport. I want to go, either someone bring me a car, which is one of the great things. So in Turo, you can bring the person a car. You can simply send them the address that's right around the airport and they go get the car. Or you can have them pay a fee and they bring you the car for a fee. I have done all three. Now, the cool thing is that the whole thing is done from my app. So therefore, I don't really have to do too much work. In my app, I simply click, click, click. My card is already loaded. I am there for the count in terms of being able to feel confident that it's going to be 1, 2, 3 because it's done from my phone and my card is already loaded. That means the insurance is taken care of and all the other things. And then I just hop in a beautiful car and whip, I'm out in these streets. Now, what's great about this is that it's seamless and easy. And so therefore, I'm often willing to pay a premium for it. Now, I don't want you to think I'm paying twice the amount of money, but I'm definitely spending like an additional, I don't know, maybe 10 to 30 bucks a day at some times. Sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes it's ridiculously cheaper and they're getting their money and their coverage and things like that. Either way, it's easy for me and I do it all the time. And most people I know do it all the time. So I want you to think that way number one is having your own car, like taking your own car and saying, here, I don't use my car on the weekends. I don't use my car during the week. I do things a little bit differently. I have the ability to use my own car, but I could walk to work. Like sometimes for me, I could walk to work, right? Or if it's not, I could work, I could hitch a ride. I have 2 vehicles. You can take a car you have right now, regardless of its age, as long as it's in working motion and it's respectively clean. You can put up a car that's from 2005 up there with confidence, again, as long as it's clean and it's good to use. Now, I think that you could also put up specialty cars. I'm not as familiar with it, but I would imagine that you'd be able to put up specialty cars like maybe a special Dodge Dart or a Charger or things like that your muscle car that you may have that's been sitting and it's older, but it's like a rarity. All of these avenues, the key is you have a vehicle or you have access to a vehicle that is not being used. Do the math with me. If you could lease that car, if you could put it on Turo tomorrow, and I'm going to tell you how to put it on Turo in a second, but if you could put it on Turo tomorrow, you have like $50 a day that you're making, and you lease this thing out for 20 days. 20 days times $30, you've made yourself I think that's $500. Let me do the math on this again. I want to make sure we're right in these streets. Like, if you do it and you have, that's $600, $600 a month. So let's say, did I do this math right? Let me actually whip out my calculator. I don't want to screw this up. So $50 times 20 days listen to me playing all the games. That's $1,000 a month, $1,000 a month. If you did half of that, $600 a month, and at the end of a 12-month period with just one vehicle, you have walked yourself inside of anywhere from $6,000 to $8,000. That's bank. The truth of the matter is that what we 100%, I know for a fact that not only do you have an avenue, like you have a clear avenue of being able to guard yourself and to put yourself in the winning seat, but I'm also going to say that you have an amazing space and place in which you get to make a decision to, how do I say this? You get to make a decision as to how creative you want to be. This is just one car. I have friends and know people who have 20, 30, 40 cars that they are doing this in their city, especially if you live in a near city like Miami, Atlanta, Dallas, Phoenix, LA. I don't know about New York, but I would imagine the same. Chicago, New York, a little bit. But I would say I can't think of a city that I have landed in the last 4 years where TURO wasn't on the docket. But I'm talking about off cities like Utah and I say Utah, and I had a moment of silence. I had to like stop for a second. I was like, oh, Utah, New Mexico, whoa, whoa, whoa. You know, Houston, whoa, 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 whoa. North Carolina, Charlotte. Like the cities are endless. I think I have rented a car in probably half of the states in the U.S. and it works and it stays the same. The key from me to you is to make a decision. So if you have a vehicle right now, it works. If you don't have a vehicle, consider buying one. What? Hustle. If you have decent credit, you could walk into a CarMax tomorrow and put down $500, $200, $0 in some dealerships, and you could walk out with a car. And it doesn't even have to be the car of the year. You could walk out with a car that was 3 years ago, 4 years ago. The car costs you $200-$300 a month. Insurance is another $100. You're $400 for the month. You rent this thing out for the $50 a day that I told you. You rent it out for $20 a day. You're $1,000 up. After your $400, you've cleared $500. Like, what are you talking about? Put 2 of these cars up, $1,000. 4 of these cars up, $2,000. You get the picture? 6 of these cars up, $3,000. You've just replaced your job, your income. 10 of these cars up, you're doing $6,000 a month. Boom, you're in the game. Is it possible? The answer is yes. So I made a decision to put my own car on TURO. Well, not my own car. I had a car that just wasn't being used. It's a new car, new enough. And I put it on TURO because I wanted to see what would happen. In my first 30 days, I found that my car was booked probably 17 days of the 30 of the month. I don't remember the exact dollars, but off the top of my head, I'm going to tell you that if the car payment for that car was $400, if I mentally said to myself, great, if we break even, if we make $410, then we have won because now I have a vehicle that I get to use every month that I don't have to pay for. This is another journey of just getting money smart altogether. You could get money smart altogether and just have, like, think to yourself, the goal is to have an asset versus just a liability. The car sitting in the front of your house is a liability. The car sitting in the front of your house is just a liability. My goal at that time was to see, is it easy for everybody to turn their liability into an asset for them? And the answer was yes. But I think that particular month, I probably made somewhere between $600 and $800. And I was like, well, shit, I could make $800. This is great. I didn't have to do much of anything. The only things you have to do is keep it clean. I paid someone to go get the car clean. I didn't do it myself. And then Tiffany, also paid someone to go and meet the people and give it to them. There are more ways of give them the keys to the car. There are way more sophisticated ways of doing this. There are apps on phones or like some dealerships like Ford or Range Rover, Teslas. They have an app that you can just open the car from your home. So you could be laying in your bed, legs wide open. The person is texting you, telling you that they're at the car. They send you a picture of themselves with their license holding so that you know that it's the right person on the thing. You say, okay, great. Please do the walkthrough, load up your pictures. And then you, from your bed, legs wide open, you click, 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 open the car for them. The keys are inside of there and zip, 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 zip. They're off and gone and you're done. The car comes already with insurance through TURO. Like, it's so good. Now, you do have to be careful because some insurance policies, like, I don't know if it's Geico or Progressive. I know some of them don't allow you to, or you have to tell them that the car is being used for TURO. But then there are other car insurance people like Liberty Mutual who I believe allow you to put a car on TURO. I'm not the insurance expert, but I am definitely giving you some names that I know that it's okay. That they're like, hey, yeah, go ahead and do your thing. And then they give you the right type of coverage. But what I love most is that you pay like part of that percentage that you're paying, 25% to Turo, they're covering the damn thing under their own insurance. So if anything goes wrong, you're covered. I had an instance where the car, something went wrong, and the woman didn't return the car. She did all types of things with the car. And if you can emotionally detach yourself from the vehicle and think of it like a true asset, then it's like neither here nor there. I don't remember the details, but Turo took care of all of the things. They dealt with the woman, and then they charged her card extra for the damages. The damages for me were like smell. They were late. It was late coming back and some other things. And I was like, man, this was good. This was easy. It was clean, and it was delicious because not only did I get paid for what she rented it for, but I got paid for all the drama. And on that particular month, I was in the game. My number one goal during this time was to show you how easy it is for you to entertain putting together a something like this, putting together a hustle inside of your world. In the collective, we talk about Turo. We've just begun to train or educate on about what Turo could be, but more importantly, how you can just make money hustling. I don't want you to overlook this one, because whether you have a car right now that you're not using all the time, while your car is not being used, it should be making you money. Every single thing that you have or have access to should be making you money. And brother, sister, listen to me. Like, I want you to know that right now where you are, you can make more money, regardless of what age you feel like you are or are not. And this is an easy, clean way for you to get started. Like always, if you have any questions, absolutely ask me. We are here to help. I am here to help. The DTDT community is ready for you to start winning. And more importantly, not just building the damn thing, but building the damn thing and starting with yourself.
I hope that episode was amazing for you and you are closer to building the damn thing. I can't wait to hear what your thoughts were, what part you loved, and the action that you're going to go take, because the truth of the matter is that the person who wins is not the person who gets there first. It's the person who takes action first. Now, I've got a gift for you, and it is at www.stracthustle.com. It is imperative that you run there and you see all types of goodies, starting with the 7 must-haves that you've got to put when telling your story. There is so much deliciousness awaiting for you. I would love nothing more than for you to go ahead and give us a thumbs up and a 5-star review on not just this episode, but this entire series of how do you build the damn thing. Like always, if there's anything that we can do to make your weekday or month better, please let us know. And more importantly, I can't wait to see you live. Whether it's at Do the Damn Thing Live or in one of our communities, or maybe you're just hanging out with us on social media. What I know to be true is that I am meant to connect with you somewhere, and I can't wait for that day to happen. And more importantly, I can't wait to see what you build.